Hey guys, so this past Tuesday was the Women in Leadership panel hosted by the College of Liberal Arts, and there were 8 graduates from the College of Liberal Arts who were there just to talk a little bit about, their experience with graduating with a liberal arts degree, their careers, as well as to answer some questions and give us some advice. And then after the panel where they all sat up front and, gave their kind of presentation and we had the ability to ask questions and stuff like that, there was a little bit of a networking reception afterwards where we just kind of went back and they had refreshments and we got to talk to them. And I thought the opportunity was really cool. So I'd like to share with you guys a little bit about what they said and a little bit of the advice that they gave everyone. So I thought everything that these women had to say was really, really helpful. Obviously, they have the experience. They've, been where we are right now. So they can speak to us from a different perspective than, maybe some other parents or advisors can just because they were in our exact shoes, graduating from the College of Liberal Arts at Penn State. And a lot of what we talked about focused around how to conduct yourself in a workplace or in a professional environment. And a lot of the advice that they gave really focused on, focusing on the details. The little things do matter. So be proud of what you do and also make sure, even if it seems like a really small, insignificant kind of task, people will notice what kind of work you do. So if you do good work on the little things, they'll be more inclined to give you bigger projects and give you more responsibility. And that's kind of how you build yourself up and build yourself a good reputation as a reliable person. Another great piece of advice that I think was really important that I'd like to share with you guys is be inquisitive and always strive to learn something. You don't want to stagnate and become kind of complacent. You always should be looking for the next thing, looking for new things, striving to do better than what you've done before. And that kind of plays into the be proud of what you do and do the little things to the best of your ability. If you're always striving for the next thing, you're always striving to learn more or to do better, people are going to notice. And that is something that they said that as employers and employers that they've worked for have really kind of noticed and made important is the ability to, strive and continue going and continue learning. Because if you may know how to do one thing really, really well, but if all you do is that one thing and you never, volunteer to do something you've never done before, or you never, jump outside your comfort zone to try and do something new, you're never going to get noticed in the standout way that you need to notice in order to advance, in a workplace or in a club at school or in an internship or anything like that. So I thought that was a really good piece of advice to share with you guys. Another major theme that they talked about was reliability. So as an employee, as a student, as an intern, any kind of job you have, whether it's professional, corporate, or, a summer job, you have to be reliable. If you make a commitment, keep the commitment. Make sure that your boss or whoever you're working with knows that they can come to you and count on you to do anything, honestly. Because, as competitive as it is and everything like that right now for us, you have to figure out ways to make yourself stand out and how to set yourself apart. And if you're always the person that gets your job done on time, you get your job done well, and you're able to, be somebody for your boss to rely on, that can be a huge factor in, helping you advance your career and helping you build a better relationship with your boss and in turn, building your network, which is another really kind of big thing that everyone talked about is networking. Your network will be a very, very good resource for you because, nowadays everybody kind of has things that make them stand out. So if you have a network, it'll kind of be an easier way to kind of get a foot in the door and, really kind of help you grow in your career, internships, anything like that. Outside of the kind of, career interview kind of advice, they also talked a little bit about their experience here at Penn State. And one of the women said that, the best thing she ever did at Penn State was to get involved. So whether that's in clubs or internships, TAing for classes, anything like that, get involved because they'll really help you stand out. They will give you some experience. They'll give you a sense of what it's like to work, with other people in a setting like this. And when employers see that were able to handle the responsibility of school and classes and the responsibility of something else, that goes to show a lot about, your abilities as a person and your priorities and your ability to multitask and manage your time well, which are skills that are very important. Another woman talked about how a liberal arts degree gives you diversity of thought. So she said she started in another major and then moved into the College of Liberal Arts. And she said moving into the College of Liberal Arts was a really good decision for her because of the kinds of things that we learn in the College of Liberal Arts. We learn good communication skills. We learn to look at things from a different perspective. We get a little bit more of like a teamwork kind of perspective. We learn skills in this major that a lot of other majors don't necessarily give you, and the skills that we learn in this major are really, really helpful and really beneficial to a workplace. They give us interpersonal skills and stuff like that that are so, so, so important once you get outside of college. Overall, kind of the message that I took from the panel was use your skills, be proud of your skills, and leverage them in a way that's creative, but, continue to be respectful, continue to be reliable, team player, stuff like that. So I thought this was a really great experience. I would definitely recommend going to something like this. If it's not through the Women in Leadership panel, through the College of Liberal Arts, go to a different kind of panel. These kinds of discussions I think are a really good experience just because it gives you an opportunity to talk to people who have been there. They're sitting, in front of you 20 years in the future, 30 years in the future, and they have advice and they know what they're talking about. So as hard as it may be to listen to your parents or stuff like that, these people know what they're talking about. So really, really great experience to talk to them, to learn from them. And I think what they said about, continual learning is a really great thing that I think a lot of students need to learn how to do early. So take every opportunity you can to learn more, especially right now while you have, such a wealth of opportunity through Penn State and through its alumni. So I really had a great time at this panel and at the reception and at the one-on-one interview. And I will let you guys know the next time something like this comes around, and hopefully I'll see you there.